It's a frac tank. You never know what kind of shape they're going to be in. This one actually doesn't stick up as far in the front. Well, yeah, it does. It just looks like it tapers down, sticks up a little further in the middle there. That's it. We out of here. Okay, we got that one. Had to thought I was gonna have to adjust the brakes on it, but gave them some air and then took it off, and it ended up working. So thankful for that. All the lights work, so ready to go. Tires are real iffy, questionable, but hopefully we can get it there. 2.5 hour drive ahead of us. Second trailer of the day. Tire looks a little bit low. Well, we barely got around that turn. That concerned me a little bit. So hopefully this will be just a matter of give me directions. Usually they want these things in a precise, perfect spot, because this is a tool trailer. Folks, I would love to have that truck right there. I watch a channel, Super Trucker Dan. He's got a truck just like that. Beautiful truck, huge sleeper, custom sleeper on that thing. Oh man, I'd love to have it. Oh-wee, Tuesday morning. Can y'all hear that? That's what I sat and listened to all night. It's some kind of plant over here at this pilot. Tuesday morning, waiting patiently. In my opinion, Tuesday is the best day to book a load if you're patient. So yesterday went pretty well, considering the last load was, I got bamboozled or something. But I picked up a load yesterday right by my house and brought it to Houston, and that load paid $675. My next load, I deadheaded 20 miles, picked up a tool trailer, and took that 25 miles, so 45 miles total on that run, and that paid $275. And then I was done at about 1:30, and looking on the load boards, and I called on a load that was going from Houston over to Louisiana, 160 miles, and that one paid $700. So I booked it, knowing that I was ending up in a dead area. But those loads are such good profit that I had to have to do them. And normally when I do that and I go over to that, South Louisiana, about half the time I usually kind of hop back with an Amazon load somewhere along the line. But I waited 30 minutes. The guy said, "Hey, the load is yours. I'm taking it off the load board right now. I'll have you the rate con pretty quick." 30 minutes go by, nothing. I emailed the guy, and crickets, didn't answer me. And so 30 more minutes go by, I emailed him again. I said, "Hey, what's going on with this load?" Still nothing. So finally, I usually don't do this, but I got pissed off and was like, "Hey, he sent him an email saying, 'Hey, thanks for wasting my time.'" And this was a reputable company. I've never been messed around with them before, but it screwed me over in a way because of the time factor. If I'm, trying to book something in Houston, I usually don't try to book it after 3:45, somewhere around there, because you're going to end up driving across Houston in rush hour traffic, and then trying to get out of Houston in rush hour traffic. So if you're doing a short run, it really is not, in my opinion, it's not worth it to do a short run when you're going to spend an extra hour and a half in traffic. It just it's not worth it. Oh, the Brazilian coffee is something special. Oh yeah, I wonder if that's how crack addict feels. But anyway, so the only other things that I saw on the board yesterday were a couple of loads, one going to Vegas and one going to Reno, and they're both were TQL loads. And that's never good news. So the Vegas loads, I knew how much they wanted to pay on those because I've called on them before. TQL has them out of Houston all day, every day. They're very light loads, and I've called on them a couple times, and they want to offer $2,200, and I want over $2 a mile. And as far as they'll come up is $2,500, and I'm just not going to do it. And the one going to Reno, they had a little bit better rate on it, but I almost laughed in this guy's face when he was telling me about it. So it picks up in Houston. I would have picked it up yesterday. And he said, "Hey, it's a firm appointment time, 0500 on Friday morning." And I was like, wait a minute. I'll be down there on a Wednesday. So I'll have to sit all day Thursday. And then get there at 0500. And I thought, well, if I can get the rate that I want, it won't be too bad. I'll get a reset in. Then he goes on to say, if you don't make it there by 0500, then you're required to sit on that load for 2 weeks until they can make it back and unload you. And it'll be at your expense. And I want to tell the guy, you can't do that. What if something goes wrong with the trailer? That's your trailer. Or what if something goes wrong with the weather? You're expecting somebody to sit there for 2 weeks for something that's not their fault, and you're not going to pay them a dime? That's borderline illegal. But I think somebody took it. Amazing. But anyway, those are the only two loads I was really kind of interested in. There are several loads going over to Georgia, several loads going to Laredo, and several loads going to Dallas. And those are just a few areas that I try to avoid. Dallas would be acceptable. I just don't like driving in that traffic. And there's, at the end of the day, if you're going into Dallas, there's just no place to park. So I kind of avoid it. So yesterday, $950 total, and I only spent $80 for fuel. So gotta love that. And one of the things about yesterday was, I have my two main sources where I look for loads, and then if I'm in certain areas, I'll make calls to contacts I've made. But yesterday I always look at Amazon, especially coming down to Houston, because occasionally you'll get these very short runs, 20-30 miles, that pay $250-$300. And got on Amazon, and all day yesterday there were 0 loads, and that was kind of disturbing because you usually see at least 5 or 6. And then this morning there are only, I got up real early this morning, think I might, get an Amazon load, a local one. Still nothing all morning from about 4:30 up till now. Only 2 loads sitting on there going to Pennsylvania for $1.30 a mile. And somebody's going to do those loads. It's I don't know how those people stay in business, but more power to them. They must have a truck that's getting 10 miles a gallon, and they paid cash for it, but it will soon come back to haunt them. But Amazon is extremely slow. So now we're just Tuesday morning sitting at the pilot waiting to see what happens. And those loads going to Vegas are still sitting there, and I know there's no use in calling because TQL just they're fairly cheap. I've had good luck with them in the past on loads that I've wanted, that I'll call them up, we'll negotiate for a while, and most of the time it ends with me saying, well, no thanks, I'll pass on this one, but have a good day. And a small percentage of the time the phone will ring in a couple of minutes and it's TQL, and start negotiations all over, and I'll get it for a better rate. But lately they've been sticking to their guns more and more, so it doesn't look like I'll be going that direction unless somebody else gets something going up there. And we'll see how it works out.